Hi, it's Josh coming to you from my command chair with a bonus video this month in which I talk about all the games I purchased during the Steam Summer Sale of 2026. Normally something like this I might include in my monthly game roundup video, but I wanted to get this one out before the Steam Summer Sale actually ended, just in case any of these titles caught your eye and you wanted to purchase them yourself while they were still on sale. I figured it'd be more frustrating if you heard about them after the fact and the game prices had gone back up again, so that's why I'm just sort of pushing this one out right now. Though to be fair, even then I would not really normally talk about the video games that I purchased because, you know, there's quite a few games that when they go on sale for $3 to $5 on Steam and they're highly rated, I'll often pick them up just as something to try out at some point. And I really should include those in my monthly roundups, considering that I talk about every single board game that I purchase in a month. It might be interesting just to go over whatever video games I've got in a month. But anyways, here I am. And the other reason is I don't think I've ever purchased so many video games over the course of a 1 week period. I have 11 games that I purchased here to talk about. Well, 10 games in one kind of tool program to talk about. And they fall roughly within three categories, not genres of games specifically, but the reason that I purchased the games. The first category of games are games that I really wanted to purchase. They were on my wish list and I was just waiting for them to go on discount. The second category of games are games that I previously wasn't necessarily aware of, but I saw in similar videos to this one where other people on other YouTube channels were talking about the games that might be worth picking up during the Steam Summer Sale, and so that's the second category. And then finally the third category are games that I might have been vaguely aware of, but they are very highly rated games on Steam, mostly overwhelmingly positive in terms of their ratings on Steam, and they were discounted down to just a few dollars. So again, thinking that if they're that highly rated and they're that cheap, they might be worth picking up. So that's broadly the three categories of games. Let's jump into the specifics of the games themselves here. And we'll start off, like I said, with the games on my wish list that I was waiting to go on sale. And so some of these games are higher priced than I would normally pay for a Steam game. A lot of the games that I purchase on Steam are 10 Canadian dollars and under, and a lot of those are $3 to $5, but these ones are a little more expensive because they were games that I really wanted to pick up. On that note too, I will add that all of this is 100% thanks to the people that support me on Patreon. The sad fact is I would not really have an personal entertainment budget were it not for my Patreon supporters. So thanks to those people, I was able to pick up these games. The first game I'll talk about here is a game called Emberward, which is still in early access. It's on sale for 15.5 Canadian loonies. This is a tower defense game, which is a genre that is probably my most personally polarizing genre in terms of love-hate. I would say the majority of tower defense games I find to be fairly boring, and yet there are probably 3 tower defense games that are amongst my very favorite video games of all time. So I saw Emberward and I saw that it is based on building pathways with these sort of Tetris-shaped blocks for the enemies to have to go through, and so that alone was enough to catch my interest. I don't think I'll actually try to play the game until it's in full release and all the options are available, but I thought I would at least pick it up while it was cheap because I will certainly play it eventually. The next one is a game called Transport Legion, which is on sale for $7.66 Canadian, and it is yet another tower defense game, and this game is my current obsession. This is a tower defense game that I am completely in love with. It's really cleverly done. Transport Legion here is based on card play. It's based on resource management, using the terrain to your advantage. It's based on card management, and it requires really a lot of both tactical and strategic thinking. So I'm going to be talking about this game when I talk about games that I played in my monthly games roundup, but I've been having a ton of fun with it. Next up, we have Warbits Plus for 3 Canadian loonies, and this is one that was apparently originally a mobile game. I thought it might be a quick, simple, tactical combat type of game. I played just the first, I think, 2 missions of the game and found it to be a little bit underwhelming in terms of first impressions. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep playing Warbits, but it was only $3, so at least I got to try it out pretty cheap. And then the last game in this category of titles that I was waiting to go on sale is Forza Horizon 5, which is 40 Canadian dollars, 50% off. This is, like I said, a fair bit more than I would normally pay for a game, but there's a couple of reasons I got it. One is that Forza Horizon 6 was just released, which allowed Horizon 5 to go on a pretty deep discount at 50% off here. And I keep hearing great reviews. When I hear people talking about Forza 6, they talk about how great 6 is and how great 5 was too. So it's a very highly reviewed game. And then finally, the other reason was I've been having kind of a run of bad luck with these driving games. I've been really wanting a high quality, really nice graphic driving game along these lines, and the first game I picked up ages ago when it went on sale was Need for Speed Heat, and I had that when I had my old gaming laptop briefly there before I picked up the PC, and it didn't really run very well on the laptop, so I didn't have a great experience with that one. Then the next one after that I tried, what is it here? I'm just trying to figure out. Oh, Assetto Corsa. I tried to get Assetto Corsa to run, and for whatever reason, it's not built for modern 4K monitors or something. I was having really a lot of problems with the scaling of the game, where I would start getting to the car to race, and I'd be really zoomed in into one corner of the map, and I couldn't figure out how to fix that issue. So I thought that Assetto Corsa would be the game that I played in this category, but it didn't work out very well, and so I ended up picking up Forza Horizon 5. Now, going on to the next category of games that I heard about through other people, and this is starting with Grim Dawn. So this is $3.25 Canadian. This is a kind of isometric, top-down view type of game where you're running around killing stuff, and after purchasing the game, I started to watch some reviews about it and things like that, and realized after the fact that apparently I've stumbled into what is one of the most highly regarded action RPG games, where you run around, collect loot, use your loot to level up. You actually have character classes. You interact with different people in the world, and so it has these RPG elements, but a lot of it is just kind of running around shooting stuff. I picked this up because I had previously picked up a game called Escape from Duckov, and had started playing it and realized it wasn't the game I thought it was. It was more about collecting resources and surviving and base building than it was sort of running around blasting things. So I thought Grim Dawn would hopefully be more along the type of thing I was looking for, and I've been playing it and been having some fun with it, so I'll probably talk about that in a future monthly game roundup. Next up is a game called 2 Point Museum, which I picked up for $27. Again, a bit higher price, but it was such a cool looking game that I thought at 33% off, even though it was a higher price than I would normally pay, I thought I'd give it a shot. It is very highly rated, and it just looks like a fun game where you go out, collect various things for your museum. There's different categories of things you can collect. You build up your museum. I don't know a lot about it other than it looks like the type of game I would have fun with. It's a great looking game and it's really highly reviewed, so I thought that was reason enough to purchase it. And next up we have a game called Bellfortis, which I purchased for 15.5 Canadian dollars. I've been searching for a grand strategy game, and a lot of the grand strategy games on Steam are super complex. They really look like just spreadsheet exercises where you're just managing loads and loads of resources all over the map, and it doesn't look super fun to me. I was looking for something much more approachable, much more quick playing, something I could just dive into and start conquering the world, something on a higher strategic level than a game like Risk, maybe more along the lines of Axis and Allies. That kind of level of complexity is what I've been looking for, and I did pick up a game called Making History: The Calm and the Storm. So I tried to initially start playing it. It has similar issues with the scaling on my computer. It was doing some weird things. I might be able to get that one to work, but I also heard relatively decent things about Bellfortis. It says it has mixed ratings on Steam, although I did see a lot of positive comments about it. So I thought maybe it's worth giving it a shot. Maybe it is the grand strategy game I've been looking for, that sweet spot between not overly simplistic but not a massively complicated spreadsheet exercise. If you have any recommendations, I would love to hear them. They do have Axis and Allies 1942, 43, something like that on Steam, but I've heard really not good things about how the game runs as a Steam game, so I didn't go ahead and purchase that one, even though I kind of wanted to. Now, this final thing here is the one that's not a game, it's more like a tool. It's called Lossless Scaling. It's on sale for $4.50, and the reason I picked it up was because of the issues I was having with these old games, not working with my nice 4K monitor, sort of trying to play slightly older games on newer equipment, newer hardware here. This, I don't quite understand how it all works, but it's supposed to help with scaling, frame generation. It even said that it would help the YouTube experience in certain situations, which the problem I have with YouTube is I use a ad blocker, and so because I use an ad blocker, YouTube sort of really kills my ability to watch it on full screen. It seems to throttle the performance, particularly when I put it on full screen. It really stutters a lot. It doesn't play smoothly. I have to watch it just in its regular YouTube window version to be able to watch it properly. And so I thought maybe this would help with that. I haven't been able to get it to work in that context yet, but there's a lot I don't know about exactly how this tool works. Hopefully I can figure it out. So getting on to the final category of games that were just really highly rated and really cheap. So the first one in that category is Dishonored, which is on sale for under $3 Canadian, and it is a first-person stealth action steampunk game. So I see steampunk and I'm immediately interested. Don't know really much about the game other than it's a bit older, it's from 2012, but it is overwhelmingly positive in terms of its rating, so maybe it'll be worth giving it a shot for less than $3. Along similar lines, we have Half-Life 2 for $2.50 Canadian. It is overwhelmingly positive in its ratings. It is another first-person shooter action, and what catches my attention here is that it is story rich. So I'm not necessarily interested in mindlessly running around shooting stuff. I do love to have that story. If I can make decisions and impact that story, that's even better. But the high rating, low price is the reason I got Half-Life 2. And then finally, last game on the list is Hitman World of Assassination, which I got for under $4 Canadian. Although when I was setting up to make this video, I realized that I only got part 1, whatever that means, and the entire game, I guess, is currently 36 Canadian dollars, or the deluxe edition is about 60. So at least I guess I can try part 1 for under $4 and see what I think of it. It's another stealth assassin action game, and if I get to sneak around and assassinate people and come up with clever ways to get at them, that might be kind of a fun experience. So that is the list of games I got in the Steam Summer Sale. I'd love to hear from you which of these games I should definitely get into and start playing if you're familiar with any of them. I'd also love to hear, based on the things I've talked about in terms of the things I like, if you have any other suggestions of games that I should be looking at. But just a quick video for you to show you what is going on with my approach to the Steam Summer Sale, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Cheers.